Hello, strategy game fans. It's Rob here for eXplore with Rogue State Revolution, which is a game that defies explanation. I've never played anything quite like it, and 20 minutes into it, I realized I needed to record this because I think people are going to be interested in this. It's going to be something that kind of surprises people here. It's very unique, and I'm not going to say anything more. We're just going to start playing this guided tour, this guided beginning. And I think you're going to understand where I'm coming from almost immediately. So let's get to it. We're going to leave everything as it would be, as it should be. And I'm not going to do anything with this because this is definitely my first real dive into it. And I plan to do, a short series on this to see if it's something that you guys want to see more of. So let's do this. Yeah, I like that. Whatever. Let's do it. This is just something I've never seen any game like this before, and I really think this could be something special. Well, that ended badly. Somebody must have poisoned my tea. I bet it was that janitor. I see how he looks at me. Inauguration date. Again. This time I must do better.
In Basenji today, there is a mood of jubilation as thousands crowd the streets in celebration. The first ever democratic election in the People's Republic of Basenji is a success. 5 years ago, the monarchy was replaced by a transitional government. And now, finally, after great struggle, democracy has come to Basenji. For the first time in their turbulent history, both Basenji and ethnic Karifi are voting for a government of their choice. 12 political parties campaigned, representing a wide political spectrum, with the largest, the Basenji Nationalist Party, sweeping the election with 72% of the vote.
Good morning, Your Excellency. My name is Sabriya. I have been assigned as your political strategist.
And I am Yusuf. I will be serving as your military attaché.
The first task before you is to appoint cabinet roles for representatives from across our great nation.
These are critical positions. Once appointed, cabinet members are constitutionally protected. They cannot be removed from office.
Indeed. You will be stuck with these ministers, for better or worse. I would advise you listen to their needs.
And I say look for loyalty. There will be hard days ahead. We will need a cabinet that is on our side, no matter what.
Excellency, it's time for us to form the government responsible for building Basenji's glorious future.
Okay, I hope you can understand where I'm coming from, right? So we even have full motion video in this game. I mean, I feel like it's a throwback to like the 90s, but it's actually done pretty well. Alright, so now we're going to appoint our cabinet, and these 8 people here, 7 people, are all different, and they all have various pros and cons, and they kind of bring something unique to each of these ministry positions, and as I mouse over each of them, both of these two are going to have something to say about them. So here we go, like this man here, Azil Kamali, well, so he's cunning, and she's saying that he may alter policies in his ministry randomly without my consent. And he's saying that construction costs lowered for buildings related to his ministry. I mean, those are, and then of course you can read more about it as you see as I mouse over him. You can read more about his backstory here. This stuff is really cool. All right, I'm really kind of blown away by it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give him the Ministry of Development because there's a lot of internal stuff that I like. And honestly, if you mess with some of the internal development stuff, I'm okay with that. We can look down here. Let's see, Tariq Badur. So he's a maverick, and she's saying, so he siphons small quantities from the treasury every month, but upgrades from his department will only cost favors, never cash. And regardless of what position you decide to appoint him in, giving any cabinet position to an ethnic Karifi sends a strong message to the people that this is a time of unity, not division. So he could be in the Ministry of Finance. So she's a philanthropist. Her ministry operates with zero cost, and she's also an addict. So she will vanish for a few turns occasionally. And then we have popular Mr. Karim Suleiman, who is he'll increase approval from the public in his home province, but he's selfish and he ignores requests. Ignoring his requests has a greater impact on his loyalty to you. So as you can see, like, there's just a lot of choices to be made right off the bat. Like, you can take 4 of the 7. I'm going to take him to kind of help unite things. And she's pious, so minister will start with 3 favor points. And the loyalty of all ministers will drop by 1% every 3rd turn. So people won't really like her too much. I'm not sure I'm going to be good with that. So this guy was an inspiring hero of both the Basenji Revolution and our own Civil War. And he says it's possibly the one person our nation's conservatives and liberals can both agree on. That's what he's saying. So he inspires, but he's in poor health, so he can die at any time. Or not at all. I feel like he'd be good for my Ministry of Defense. And then maybe, so this guy's a moron. The unlock rate for new policies is significantly slower, but he's resourceful. So extra event options are made available for events specific to that ministry, but we don't have any spots for him. So actually, we don't have many spots for... We have a choice between her, who's tactless and she's going to make everybody matter, or her, who's an addict, and she'll just drop off every now and then. I almost don't care. Let her drop off. So we'll take that.
Very good. Know that every 12 months, you may appoint a new cabinet minister for an unstaffed ministry, should you choose to do so. More ministers mean more opportunities to do great things. And more people to keep happy. Excellency, while you get settled in your new office, I have scheduled your agenda for the next few weeks. Are you interested in hearing it?
So like I said, this is a very guided introduction to the game, and I think it's really cool. And of course, it'll be an opportunity to kind of see, like I said, if this is something you guys want me to play more of. If it is, I'm certainly happy to do so. I'd like to see just how deep this well goes.
Most actions, aside from giving orders to units, cost a single action point. The number of action points available is equal to the number of ministers in our cabinet. Think of this as political capital to get things done. I've learned that our national power plant has not received a fuel shipment in weeks.
The connecting roads were made unusable during the Civil War.
By constructing a new road, oil will automatically be transported from the refinery to the power plant, and electricity can be restored to Basenji. Build roads by click-dragging a line between 2 building roads costs 1 action point per month and treasury funds. Note that it is possible to both upgrade and bulldoze roads. Click on any road segment, including the one you just built, and select Upgrade in the road menu.
Manipulating the camera should be straightforward. In addition to moving the cursor, you can use the WASD keys to pan the map or click and hold the middle mouse button. The mouse wheel is used to zoom in and out. Zooming out of the map will help you see the big picture of Basenji. You can also rotate the map by clicking the rotation buttons. Finally, these buttons will immediately pan the camera to buildings of specific importance. Resource producers, power. After the Civil War, the United Nations established aid camps to distribute food rations to our people. We must start to produce our own food and not rely on the UN. Constructing agricultural fields allows us to produce our own food for our people and have a new source of revenue to grow our treasury. Agricultural fields can only be placed on green terrain. From the right sidebar, click Construction. From there, choose the agricultural field. We will need to ensure that there is a working population available wherever we place them. I should remind you, Excellency, that we'll need a road connection between these fields and our cities. We can build a dirt road connecting them to our traffic network for now.
I think that's right. I guess. Oh, it has to probably go to a whole city. All right. So we'll take this. Build roads. Sorry. Go all the way to the city. There
Over
we go.
time, Basenji's cities will demand more than just food to stay content. Urban citizens who purchase these goods from our state-run producers put money back into our treasury. As food supply increases, you can dismantle a UN camp. I would suggest doing this only once every few months, because removing UN aid workers will come with a severe penalty to our diplomatic influence. For now, though, I think we can weather it. Click on a UN camp and dismantle it now. We could spend funds and an action point to build a second agricultural field to support the anticipated growth in our city's demands next month. Alternatively, we could address the health crisis currently facing the province of Sabah. Constructing a regional hospital adjacent to a city somewhere in this province would provide immediate care for those wounded during the Basenji Civil War. The choice is yours. Well done, Excellency. Thank you for putting your faith in me. You may have noticed that buildings consume both workers and power. Getting more power is a question of building more power plants. Getting more workers, however, is a much bigger problem. For now, it is prudent to spread your buildings out between your provinces, so you don't end up with a worker shortage.
Excellency, Zabria, apologies for the interruption. Our military is in a state of disrepair, and I must insist we address that sooner rather than later. Construct a military base, Excellency. This will be where all our military units are produced.
Yeah, so the graphics aren't exactly like, top tier or anything like that, but they get the job done. I think the terrain could look a little bit better, but most of the models look fine enough, and the user interface is actually pretty decent. So we're gonna keep playing. I'm gonna keep showing you. So we're gonna go ahead next intern.
Good morning, Excellency.
Yusef, the local news is reporting something difficult to believe. An industrious shepherd appears to have hybridized a bunch of old cars to produce an armored bipedal tank.
I may have made a big mistake.
Why would anyone do that?
Because it's awesome?
Yeah, because it is awesome.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? I am stuck inside this armored bipedal tank and have lost systems control.
Although this is probably also a threat to our national security. Thankfully, we can use that military base to recruit some new troops and send them to disable it. We will need to train a military unit. All units have order our troops to disable the civilian bipedal tank by first clicking on the unit, then click dragging a line to the target.
For passage!
Outstanding. We have pulled the very frightened shepherd from the wreckage. Hopefully his insurance covers all the damage he caused.
Thank you. I spent so much of my time thinking about how to create a giant homemade walking tank out of old cars and recovered munitions. I never stopped to think if I should.
So it's definitely a little lighthearted too. It's not taking itself super seriously, although it does touch on some real world subjects that I really feel like
Right. Well, excellent.
there's a place
This
for.
seems as good a time as any to introduce your ministries. This is where you set all the... Setting our tax policy to regressive will increase our tax base if our people's prosperity is low. Our nation's liberals will absolutely hate this move, but maybe we can win back their trust in other ways. Set our tax policy to regressive now. Good. Let's check in now with the minister. Over time, a minister will research new policies for our nation. If you keep them happy by fulfilling the requests they routinely bring to us, that research gets completed faster.
The minister is of the view that we might be able to learn something from this bizarre incident with the armored walking vehicle.
You can choose which policy opportunities a minister is going to research by clicking on it. Choose a policy opportunity for the Minister of Defense to research now. You can even choose that silly bipedal walking tank if it means that much to you, but we'll probably need a lot of cash and a secret facility if you plan on going down that road.
Like, it's stuff like this. Like, okay, so you got Manchurian candidates, so you're basically brainwashing sleeper assassins, and then you have advanced centrifuges decreases the likelihood that clandestine nuclear weapons development will be discovered by 33%. I mean, like, there's just really cool stuff in this game. I mean, I don't know how deep this goes. I don't know if this is all that I can do, but it's still, there's some really cool stuff here. And I'm gonna go with conscription because I feel like, we're just gonna make sure that everybody experiences firsthand the responsibility that comes with citizenship. Be a citizen, all that stuff. But
Ministers who are not given research priorities will create their own based on their personal interests. In fact, particularly belligerent ministers may do their own thing, regardless of what you say. We should suggest policy opportunities for the remaining 3 ministers to research now.
all right, so here we go. So now I can look at our Ministry of Development, and I can have them do internet surveillance. We can look at privacy laws, rural internet access. I mean, like all these stuff are just, it's just really cool. So we could do toll roads, which will increase traffic congestion, but I'll get more money from our population. We have a bus fleet, so we can start getting things around. -2, I guess, like, I don't know what the B stands for. Bitcoins. I don't know. But -2 money per turn. But the conservatives don't like it. But, you know, it gets us around. It's helpful for our environment. Urban approval, liberal approval. Extended runways, so we have legal immigrant approval and urban approval. Like, I mean, all this stuff, like, there's just a lot of things to consider here. And maybe we do Basenji net? What is that? Wait, let's look at internet censorship. So public safety and entertainment, but if we do Basenji net, access to the global internet is forbidden, but the government maintains a national intranet with approximately 50 approved websites, all closely monitored by religious police. Lordy God. All right. Our tunnels, our engineers feel confident some research we can safely tunnel through mountain ranges. I think we're going to do bus fleet. We're going to just go ahead and make it easier for people to get around. And then we'll come over here and look at our natural resources. We can look at solar power, of course. We can look at deregulating fishing, removes quota restrictions from commercial fisheries, giving them permission to overfish. It increases our prosperity, increases jobs, but it reduces our environment and reduces our climate leadership. I don't really care about our climate leadership. We're going to do that. We got to get Basenji up and running, you know, back to our former glory. So our finance minister here, so we can do casinos. We can look at state investments. We could prohibit unions, or we could allow for worker compensation, repeal overtime laws, regulate cryptocurrency, permits greater financial investment in the provincial business subsidies budget than previous limits. So for tax credits, super notes, we can mass produce high quality counterfeit. Oh wow! Oh my god! Oh my god, that's super awesome. New options in the budget menu allow you to invest treasury surpluses and secure the future of our people. Maybe we look at state investments. Let's do that.
Great. Research will be conducted faster when the minister has a great deal of respect for you. Unhappy ministers may not do any research at all. Excellency, our economy is pretty stagnant right now, which will limit our opportunities to better this
All right,
great
so let's look
nation.
at our national budget.
I've got some more ideas on how we can increase our national treasury. A lot of things outside of our control can affect Basenji's monthly revenue. City growth, immigration, the price of commodities, our transportation infrastructure. So what you're looking at is our minister's best estimates based on a snapshot of the country as it stands today.
Lowering provincial expenses helps a little, but it will also take its toll on the general well-being of those provinces. But look at these ministry expenses. You may want to change some policies in the Ministry of Development later on. Ongoing unit maintenance costs are something to keep a close eye on as well. It's better to use a few units well than grow a
Because we have a Minister of Finance, we also have the option of taking out loans in the forms of bonds or an IBRD loan. The interest repayment terms for these are not kind, so I wouldn't suggest doing this unless we were in a real emergency.
Inevitably, the best way for us to have nice things is to find resources and sell them. Later, we can use those resources to craft more valuable goods and sell them instead.
We may need to consider a few temporary provincial funding cuts until we get our economy jump-started. I'll leave it to you to...
All right, so I got to figure out a way to reduce our provincial budgets to increase this to positive. So maybe we're just going to get rid of tourism for now. Let's come down here and get rid of tourism. In fact, yeah, just doing that will allow me to get in the positive. So
we should create a surveyor unit to scout for new resources. Resources will eventually make it possible for us to sell more complex products for our cities. But for now, we can export these raw materials to a neighbor if the demand exists. Click on the palace at Mijimura by either finding it on the map or clicking on the palace fast access button at the
so we
bottom
can
of
click
the
on
screen.
that, or
From
we
there,
can click on
train
this.
a surveyor.
All right, so let's...
Excellency, we have used up all our actions for this month.
All right.
Good morning, Excellency.
Click on the surveyor you've just trained to reveal all
Excellency.
the potential resources in Basenji. By exploring these sites, we can
Drag 'em over
potentially
here.
uncover new resources
Very
in the
well.
economy. There is a possible resource deposit located in a tile not too far from his current location. Drag him to the nearest tile with the potential resource deposit.
Excellency.
Note the black pin, and and click Survey Adjacent Tiles from the Surveyor interface. Another oil deposit! Well, this is helpful. Not all resource deposits pan out, so sending surveyors across Basenji to check them all will be necessary.
Let's build a new refinery on that oil deposit. Select one from the construction menu. Now our nation has 2 oil refineries. One is sending oil to our power plant. Perhaps we can sell the oil from this one to one of our neighbors. At least while we don't have a demand for plastics yet in Basenji. Click on the diplomacy menu. Relations with those other nations we share a border with can be tricky. If we can maintain a strong, positive relationship, we can mutually prosper from expanded trade. If they grow to hate us too much, we may find ourselves invaded. Our relationship will depend greatly on their interests, which are not immediately known to us. Spending intelligence on research is one way to better understand these interests. In addition to their relationship with us, these neighboring states also have their own internal stability to be concerned about. A collapsing neighbor means lots of refugees seeking asylum in our borders, in addition to other challenges to manage. Take notice as well of the 3 major powers interested in influencing the future of the region: the United States of America, the Russian Federation, and the People's Republic of China. If any one of these powers sees us as a threat to their interests, we may find ourselves in a war we cannot possibly win. On the other hand, if we can eventually improve our relations to the point where an alliance is achieved, the others may leave us alone. Let's see if any of our neighbors happen to have an interest in Basenji crude oil. Once they're on the phone, select Negotiate Trade and click the Export tab. Then, make an offer to export oil.
All right.
Not bad at all. We'll need to make sure there's a road connection between the oil refinery and the border checkpoint, or else our oil will never reach them and no money will be earned.
So where was our new... I think it's pretty far away. Where do we go? Oh, no, it's down here, so that's not bad. All right. So we'll build a road from this point all the way over here.
Excellency, we have used up all our actions for this month.
Awesome. All right. Extern.
Good morning, Excellency.
Morning.
Very good. Make sure your surveyor is on his way to find new resources for us. Over time, resource-producing buildings will experience corruption. Greasy hands will start cutting into our national bottom line. You should hire a facilities inspector from the palace at Mijimra to travel between your resource producers and address this. Perfect. The facilities inspector has an action that allows you to eliminate corruption that accrues in resource-producing buildings.
Which one is that? Expedite, I guess?
Yes.
The facilities inspector has an action that allows you to eliminate corruption that accrues. Okay, tell me more.
Surveyors, facilities inspectors, and clerics can consume an action point to double their movement distance. Keep this in mind if you find yourself...
Excellency, Sabria. Apologies for the interruption. Again. Intelligence reports that a small contingent of rebels and dissidents calling themselves the Basenji Liberation Front are on the move toward what's left of that armored bipedal vehicle.
The Basenji Liberation Front? They're a small union of various interest groups with the united goal of destabilizing our democracy and removing you from power. What could they want with a...
Regardless, reports indicate they are armed and we must respond with force, Excellency. If the public feels we can't keep them safe, we may end up playing right into the insurgents' agenda.
For Basenji!
Our units start fiercely loyal to our... Just be aware that the military is looking for you to make smart decisions. Sending units on suicide missions, making poor choices, and making our nation into a laughingstock may result in our soldiers doubting your leadership and side with the enemy. Every unit can only attack once per month, and we're anticipating at least a couple targets. We may need to field more troops. Eliminate the BLF units before they are able to reach the wreckage.
For Basenji!
I know I changed the sound, so I'm sorry if it's a little too loud and a little too not loud. And other times it's a little too quiet. I tried to make it equal, but it sounds like it might be a little bit of an issue. Alright, so I can't train anything else. They're trying to get to this. Wait, what?
Good morning, Excellency. Every unit can only attack once per month, and we...
Wow, they just took out my base.
Great work, Excellency. It would.
Excellency, as important as our national defense is, I will show you how to stay in power by balancing the differing interests of you. Let's start by examining how we are doing, province by province. The upper graph shows your current approval levels in Benefa by demographic over the past 10 months. If they get too displeased with you, the lower graph shows that province's ratings for prosperity, education, health, safety, the environment, and entertainment. In many provinces, our environmental ratings are falling. A few are getting particularly low. Let's talk about what we can do about that. Go ahead and click anywhere to close the provincial detail panel. Traffic congestion can restrict the flow of goods, and more importantly, drag down your regional environmental, entertainment, and prosperity ratings. Let's check the traffic lens to see if this is the case. Most of the roads are tinted green. It appears the traffic is not currently a bottleneck for us. If too many industries export goods on the same roads, you will eventually want to upgrade those roads by clicking on a road segment and pressing the up. At the provincial level, you can increase funding to conservation, but this will increase your treasury expenses every turn. We could also construct a nature preserve or public gardens to improve your environmental rating. At a nationwide level, we can make some policy changes. They might not cost us any money, but they will likely result in other trade-offs for consideration. In the Ministry of Natural Resources, we can ration power and sacrifice our entertainment rating in all provinces for our environment rating. We can also change our governing principles from an exploitation perspective to a stewardship perspective. There is no one way to accomplish anything. The choice is yours as to how you want to proceed. You are the glorious leader.
Oh, cool. All right. I hope that doesn't mean I'm just now left to my own whims, because I don't know what I'm doing. First of all, I definitely need to, I guess, rebuild my military base because it went away. It went bye-bye. They just walked on it and it was gone. So I remember it was military base. There we go. Let's go ahead and build it right here where all the cars are just driving into the desert. Alright, so now that we've got that back, thank you. We're going to go ahead and look to do something to improve the environment of Basenji. So we can look at, what is this, resources, governance. What do we have here? What do we have that can do something? So public garden, that'll do something, right? We have to construct in grasslands or desert, construct adjacent to a town. So let's go ahead and do that here.
Good. It will take time to see the results of these improvements. So, as a longer-term goal, I would suggest you think about building more agricultural fields, a plastics factory, and a manufacturing plant with a view to getting processed food production online before your citizens start to demand it. Notice the resource production and demand icons in the right sidebar. These are the 5 products that cities may grow to demand over time. The left number under each product represents how much you are producing at present, minus any products consumed in order to produce other products. The right number represents how much of that good is demanded. This is how we make money. Tax dollars will not be enough. We need to start building production chains to manufacture processed foods, household goods. Processed food should come first. Hold the mouse over the processed food icon. Processed food is going to require more farms, more oil refineries, a plastics factory, and a manufacturing plant. We will also need them all connected by roads. Thankfully, we already have extra oil that we're exporting. If you construct a plastics factory and a manufacturing plant and connect them to the road network, the oil will automatically be diverted to plastics production while you send our surveyor to seek out new deposits.
All right, so let's do this kind of nearby where that surveyor is going to be. He's over here. Is he? No, I don't remember where he is. Oh, they're right there. Okay, well, we're actually kind of close to him. So let's go ahead and build our, we'll do a manufacturing plant first, right? And constructing grasslands or a town or hill, construct adjacent to a town. There we go. All right, so we'll do it right here. And then we'll build the, what should the factory produce? Processed food. And then we're going to do a plastics factory right here.
Yes.
And then I guess missing road connection. Okay, so we need to build roads. Oh, we have to go to the next turn.
Fantastic. Any food or processed food purchased by our citizens or by other countries is money that goes straight into our pockets. Keep an eye on your production chains and aim to produce at least 80 a turn. Over time, you should be surveying more resources or importing what resources you need in order to produce household goods, consumer electronics, and luxury goods.
As important as our economy is, you might also want to consider as a longer-term goal trying to grow our intelligence capabilities. Building an intelligence agency and training spies will...
And finally, keep an eye on your worker count. The only way to get more workers in Basenji is to open the country up to more immigrants. And that's something you need to negotiate with our neighboring countries. Immigrants are valuable members of our society, but if our relations with their country of origin go poorly, you can expect their approval of our government to falter.
I note that there are certain emergency measures that can be used to relocate your population within Basenji in the event of a worker crisis, but...
I think we've bombarded our glorious leader with enough information, Yusuf. Let's go.
I don't know. Did you? I don't know. I still need more information. I don't know how to play this game yet. Lord. Don't just leave me. Alright, so... I guess I could upgrade that road, right? Let's go upgrade that road. Alright, so produce 80 processed foods a turn or train an intelligence agent. I feel like we should do both, right? I mean, that's kind of what I was told I should be doing. Alright, so now here we're producing... So if we go over here, we can look to see what we need, right? So oil refineries go to plastic factories, which go... And then the agricultural fields go to manufacturing plants. And then they produce our processed food supply chain here. So I imagine that we probably need to build more than one sets of these, or we could also increase the road so that they are more easily...
Excellency?
Yeah, more easily transported. So let's go. I mean, I guess I'm looking... Oh, okay, I go over here.
Very well.
And we just hope that something's good there. So you, state inspection, remove corruption from all adjacent buildings. So maybe we can come over here and do that.
right away.
And
Yes. If they are hiding anything, I'll find it.
good. All right, cool. So then the idea would be to also look at building some, I guess that would be over here in governance. Propaganda facility? No, that doesn't seem like it would be the right clandestine site? These types of secrets? Nope, that's not it. Intelligence agency. There we go. One per country, must be built next to a town. Alright, so I'm kind of using these towns right here. So I'm going to build that one here.
In addition to improving regional public safety, the intelligence agency allows you to spend that intelligence on spies. Spies are specially designed to find rebel camps hidden in your country, and at higher...
Alright, so I can train an intelligence officer now.
Yes.
I've done what I needed to do. Alright, so I guess the idea now would be that she goes around trying to find some of these Liberation Front members.
Excellency, these numbers represent civilian and military units that don't have any movement orders assigned. You may want to consider sending them somewhere before ending your turn.
Okay, so we'll do something with her first. So where would she go? Does she go... She just sort of walk around, I guess? Let's see. Alright, military units. I don't need anything. I guess they could just... Can they go back to base?
Excellency!
Because I don't need them here. And they can't really join together. We'll just have them stick around over here.
For bus, Excellency! For bus,
Excellency!
I don't need them to
Excellency,
go anywhere for now.
on our way.
Alright, so then we intern. And then we'll see if they'll tell me more about the intelligence. The welfare of your conservative citizens is something that we remain concerned about. We urge you to increase their approval. They're concerned that our approval levels among conservative citizens are too low. I don't really know why they care so much, but they're asking us to do right by them. Okay, I guess I agree. Thank you, we do appreciate it. So, alright. Objective complete. Improve conservative approval in Basenji. So we can do that by looking at a variety of different things. I know like bus fleet's not going to do that, which sucks, but whatever. I'm feeling that would. Natural resource. Oh, cool. She's gone. See ya. She's already high. That didn't take long. state investments. But how else do I improve my conservative approval? Let's see how else I can do that. Appealing to conservatives, adopt privatized healthcare and nationalized education in the Ministry of Development. All right, so let's do that. So privatized healthcare, I don't see that at all yet. So that must be something that we eventually can do. We can't do yet. So what else can we do? We can adopt travel bans and nationalist policies in the Ministry of Citizenship. So travel bans, we already did that. We already have that. So I'd really like a right click to exit those menus. And adopt the regressive tax and no minimum wage. We've done that. Adopt the occupation army in the Ministry of Defense. Okay, occupation army, where's that? Where are you? Where are you? All right, so definitely, oh, there we go. Occupation army. Let's see what this means. So your troops are specifically trained and resourced to occupy foreign lands. As a result, all units gain +1 attack when they are outside of Basenji, but suffer a -1 attack penalty when they are inside. I mean, maybe not. Let's look to see what else we can do. Adopt prioritized security in the ministry. Yeah, that should be something we should do anyways. Prioritize security. We already did that. Lordy. We're already pretty conservative, man. What else do you want us to do? Instruct a military base. Broadcast conservative content from the propaganda facility. That we could do that. Let's do a propaganda facility. We don't have enough people. Alright, so we can then adopt exploitive perspective in the Ministry of... Okay, so we're doing that already. Good lord. There's not much we can do to further appeal to conservatives. I mean, occupation, and we'll try that. Occupation army. Done. Just because you want me to. What is this? The welfare of your conservatives. Okay, so that's just telling me what I need to do here. So how do I find out how much I've appealed to demographics here? Probably. All right, so nationwide approval. Conservatives 38%. So maybe also build another military base if I can do that. Maybe a military base like up here. We'll do that and try that and see if that also helps. Construction, military base. Plop one down right here. And that should work. We're not doing... Okay, so why isn't that working at all? All right, you know what we're going to do? We're going to bring back some of this stuff over here. We're going to make the same thing happen over in Arahida. I'll try these names. I'm sorry if I butcher them. I really am. So, Plastics Factory. We're going to put this close over here. And then we're going to go ahead and build the... oh, wait. Looks like I need to... Oh, I don't have enough points. Okay, so... Alright. We'll go and look to these people to see what else we can do with them.
Yes.
So, evidently, if we need to probably...
I go right away.
Get rid of the...
Yes.
Well, I guess... I mean, does she... Yeah, she just gets rid of... Okay, she has to be within a certain area to get rid of the corruption. So we'll send her over there.
Yes.
And we'll send you just about, I guess. I guess we just look. Keep looking. And we have a bunch of military units, which is fine. Okay, so action points. There's a wide variety of things you can do in a turn, even if you're saving for that next building. Change your policy direction. Adjust your provincial expenses. Engage in diplomacy. Constructing roads and buildings, building special actions. So, if in addition to providing passive benefits to the province, you're constructing and many buildings have unique special actions that can change the balance of power in Basenji. And then, of course, we have our civilian unit special actions. So we can adjust provincial expenses. Actually, that's not how we did it. That's how I think we were... No, it wasn't reviewing budget. I think it might have been. Let's look up review budget because I feel like, yeah, okay, there it is. All right, so we're back to -1, which means we should do something about any of these. So subsidies, maybe we get rid of subsidies somewhere. Oh no, conservatives will be particularly unhappy if we do that. So education, get rid of education. There's not much we can do here. All right, so you know what? We're gonna go ahead and for Karak, we're gonna go ahead and just reduce conservation, and for Queef too, just to keep us in the positive. All right, so that's our goal. Let's gonna go ahead and go next turn. All right, so did you find something? You should have found something, right? You're close.
Excellency?
Let's go ahead and survey. Gold ore. Wow, that must be really... I have a feeling that's really good for us. So, what can we do with gold ore?
Very well.
We're going to send you... Where's the next little spot that I can probably find something? I don't know. We'll just keep sending you places. But gold ore, let's do something about that. So, resources, a mine... It's costing 20B, which is what it is. Looks like I don't have enough for that. Oh, I do. Okay. All right, so we can construct. That's going to get rid of all of them. Oh, that's my economic health. Missing road. Can we build roads? Even though we don't have... Okay. Nope, insufficient funds. All right, so we're going to have to probably do something about that with the next turn. And what else can we do here? So, regulated internet would be great for entertainment. What does this do? This helps with public safety. Alright, so we won't mess with that for now. We can authorize use of torture. Oh my god, that's amazing. Torture is wrong and evil, yes, but some things are worse. Under certain circumstances, torture may be the lesser of two evils. It is the responsibility of the state to decide. You, at a cocktail party. Defeating a rebel unit increases intel by 3. I kind of want to do that, but I don't. Not yet. It's not going to do anything for me right now. So I can't do anything until she comes back from her binge. Alright, so... Favor China, favor Russia, favor US. I don't know what that does for anything with us. We're going to non-align for now. So prioritize security. We could prioritize diplomacy. But that's not going to help us with our conservative appeal right now. So what is this here? So rule of law. That's going to be too expensive for us. In fact, everything right now is expensive. So what are ways that we can get money? Let's look to diplomacy and see if there's anything else we can do. Maybe call somebody else up. Maybe offer them some oil. Negotiate trade. Export some gold ore. Yeah, you want some? So we can give them that for 8. And then, of course, maybe we can come back and... Once we've got some money, we can build the roads to... We got to figure out who that was. So let's come back and figure out. Was it here? I think it was here, right? No, it was not. I lied. It was you. Alright, so this is Prime Minister Rashid Nazarin of Azerbaijan. So let's see where Azerbaijan is. And we'll make sure that we have... Okay, they're... Of course they're going to be way up here, aren't they? Oh, no. So we have to build... a road from there all the way up to wherever the incoming road is there. There it is. Alright, so we'll do that next turn. But then that's 8. We'll have 8 coming in. And what is she doing? She's just walking around, I guess. Hoping to find something. I urge you to approve the development of a market in Quarif.
Excellency, lots of people are very unhappy and have taken to protesting in the streets. This is not a good situation to be in, but there is still time. While a protest occurs in any city, the loyalty of any ministers from that city's province will drop by 1. A protest that occurs in a city belonging to a province with low safety can turn into a riot. Riots are worse than... I know we can't please everyone, but it may be prudent to take a closer look at what's happening.
Okay, so the approval
See those red
lens.
spots on the map? That's where your approval ratings are really bad. Click on some of the tiles in that region, and the citizens who live there will appear at the bottom of the screen. In my experience, Unhappy people never shut up. If you hold the mouse over the citizens, a tooltip should yield some choice quotes about why they're so upset with you. Perhaps it's because you haven't given your political staffer a raise in forever.
Yeah. Alright, so they're unhappy because it's impossible to have fun here. The war is over. Why is the UN still here? It's impossible to have fun here. So maybe I need to build something fun. What would be fun here? Like, what do you guys do for fun around here? Stadium? Wow, all this stuff is super expensive and I have no money. And I really need to make sure that I get that gold to the Kazakhstan people so that we can get more money. So here we go. We're going to start this and we're going to just make it happen all the way down here. I don't have funds. That's cool. That's not good at all, really. So, all right. Well, you know what? We're going to find out more next turn. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do. This game is interesting. Like I said, right? There's nothing quite like this. I've never played anything like this before, and it has certainly caught my eye. So there's protests are being reported here and here, and it looks like all of these have lit up for some reason. Appoint a minister. So what if we do appoint a minister here? Oh wow, we don't want to do that. So appoint a minister for crime and punishment, or porter. Let's see. Let's see what that does here. All right, so are we citizenship tests? Okay, we're gonna have to look at all of this. There's so much to this game. It's exciting to find a game that has some at least the appearance of depth, and definitely some new gameplay mechanics and stuff that I've just never done before. So that's why I wanted to play this and show you guys it and see if it was something you wanted me to kind of explore a bit further. If it is, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know. And, I'm happy to play more. I just want to see what the general consensus is. And of course, even if you don't want me to play more on the channel, I'm still going to play it. So I want to see what it's all about. But hey, guys, thanks for watching. This is Rob from eXplore. Until next time, keep exploring.